All right, drone video for a beautiful private 20-acre tract in Pulaski County, Missouri. This is tract 12 at the Jesse James project. The drone is that cleared area that you see is a power line easement. The little red side-by-side is right on the property, probably toward the south side. Other than that, that power line, the property is basically all wooded. You might have some small natural trails or natural open areas. This is an early spring video, so only about half the leaves are out. And in fact, on the sloped areas, many of the trees have not even started to leaf out in this video. The sloped areas, of course, are going to be cooler in the evenings and the mornings, so it takes longer for those trees to get their leaves. And here comes an aerial photo. Okay, so 20 acres. We're going to do a flyover. The lower left, which would be the southwest, is the highest point. It's basically level there. As we go easterly, it's sloping down gradually, and then there is some steepness on the east and the north side. It kind of converges. There's two valleys, and the lowest point would be that northeast corner, or the upper right corner. The dashed line is the road easement, which is how you get to the property with your four-wheeler or your side-by-side. And here comes a topo map. All right, so that's telling us what we just told you. It's the highest at the southwest, the lower left. Large level area there. Slopes down gradually as you go northeast from there. Once you kind of get across the power line and more towards the northeast, it slopes down more steeply. There's a valley on the north, a valley on the east, and they converge at the northeast corner of the property. So if you're into hunting for caves or springs or whatever, this is a really interesting track to look at. You definitely would want to explore kind of the area where those valleys converge. There's going to, at a minimum, there's going to be some awesome rock features there, but you may well find, a spring or even some type of cave. This area is well known for caves, even within about half a mile of this property. So we're looking north. We're over the west side of the property. You can see that there is a large level area right there. We're drifting easterly. You've got a lot of options on this one as far as if you want a super private campsite. Maybe you want to create a private food plot deep in the woods. The deer love it out here. You've got the neighbor to the left, to the west, with the big open meadow, and obviously the deer cross from that into the timber, probably linger in that power line easement and enjoy some of that fresh grass. Okay, so still heading east, so you can see the area where those trees don't have leaves. That's going to be one of the valley areas on the property. It's easy to forget, because there are so many deer in this area, it's easy to forget that there are a ton of wild turkeys as well. This track specifically is right in kind of the heart of the area where the guys always see and hear wild turkeys out here. So turkey hunting tends to get overshadowed by deer hunting, but it's amazing turkey hunting out here. So now we're looking into the sun at a hillside with no leaves. This is not on the property, this is on the way to the property. Sometimes people ask us if trees like that are sick. No, they just don't have their leaves yet, but they will. If this video were taken a week or two later, all you would see is greenery. So yeah, we were kind of showing the trail easement that goes to the property, crosses James Creek, goes up the hill, and there you can see right toward the upper middle of the screen, the little red dot is the side-by-side, and that's parked right on the property. Big tract. I mean, this area for hunting is amazing. Although you can build on this property, it's not ideal for a year-round home because you've got to basically take a four-wheeler or a side-by-side. The trail system is an existing trail system. It's been here for decades, and it's just not designed for vehicles. It's designed for four-wheelers and side-by-sides. All types of timber on this property, from big mature oaks to young cedars, hickory trees. And again, keep in mind, since this is an early spring video, that is why a lot of the trees don't have their leaves. In fact, you can see the white trees; those are dogwoods, and that means it's an early spring video when you can see those dogwoods, because they're the first to come out, and then they immediately get hidden by the bigger trees. Beautiful property, super private, amazing for hunting, camping, recreation, all that good stuff. certainly would be a fun one to explore, having those valley areas. That would be really, really cool to bring a pair of hiking boots and go and check out those areas. Beautiful out here. Looks like some kind of little hunting blind within the power line easement. If that's there when you purchase the property, you're welcome to it. It was there when we got involved in the Jesse James project, and it, like we said, we don't know anything about it, but if it's there when you purchase this property, then it's yours. I don't think there's much value to it. It looks, if you look at the ground video, I think we get closer to it, and it just looks like a kind of a homemade deer stand. Very private out here. You can create your own trail and go back into the timber. I mean, you even get 100 feet back into that timber and you're extremely private, but you could go 3, 4, 5, 600 feet back on this property. I mean, you could be a total hermit if you wanted to on this tract. It's just, you've got that option. And there's that little structure. I think it's on a little trailer. One of the guys said it looked like it had some wheels under it. I don't know for sure. Well, there's no value to it, but if you want to use it, feel free. Just a really nice feeling of seclusion when you're out at this property. So if you see that water just right at the bottom of the screen, kind of running down the roadway, that was coming out of the ground near the side-by-side on this property. But we're not going to call it a spring or anything like that because it might have just been a fluke deal. I think it had rained a day or two before this video was taken, but you can see that water on the right side of the road up there is because one of the guys kind of tracked it down and found a spot where it was coming out of the ground. But again, it could have been just a one-time occurrence. I think the main place, if you were interested in a spring, would be toward the northeast side of this property in one of those valleys, or where those valleys converge. Awesome, awesome tract. Close to Rolla, close to St. Louis, but extremely private. Really nice one. If you have any questions, give us a shout, send us an email. We would love to talk to you about this property if it's still available.